Dun, 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 dun. It is 1:22:19, which means it's time for the Unlimited podcast here on the Unlimited YouTube channel, where we are going to preview the 2019 Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Happy 2-year anniversary to the Unlimited podcast. 2 years, 27 episodes.
We've done it!
And you've seen all three of these guys. And you've seen all three of these guys on several of them. So first, Mr. Walter Main. Walter, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Next, Mr. Brett Litke. Brett, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I would give my Twitter out to the fans to follow me, but there are certain people in this chat who abuse that privilege and absolutely destroy your Twitter. So I will not be advertising my Twitter on this episode of the podcast. Thank you.
All right, fair enough. And Mr. Alec Costival, who was added to the show literally 10 minutes ago. Alec, how are you doing, my friend?
Great, since Brett Litke gave me that giant compliment.
So we have a lot to talk about.
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
Alec, are the likes for that tweet still rolling in?
Every couple of days, there's still one.
It'll never end. It'll never end.
It's at how many?
Over 1,400.
Jesus. Why don't you tell the people what Brett is talking about, Alec?
I tweeted at Cookie Monster, and I didn't realize that Brett Litke retweeted it first. And I responded, so it accidentally tagged Brett Litke as well. And it was just a GIF.
And now my Twitter is destroyed because all I hear is Twitter notification because of all these goddamn likes that he got. So thanks. Thanks.
And it looks like we have a new member here.
Before we get to that new member, I was just going to jump in and say, to a lesser extent than the tweet that Alec pointed out, or tweeted out, I should say. I actually got a tweet retweeted by No DQ, and then for
Tyler retweeted you?
Shut up. And for the next hour, all I got was retweet. I'm like, what is going on right now? It wasn't even that big of a deal.
Yeah, that also happened to me when I was retweeted by Blake Bortles facts.
Oh, God. Speaking of what Walter was mentioning, the new guest, for the first time on the Unlimited podcast, we have Mr. Peyton Peoples. Peyton, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm all right.
I'm glad you're okay. I actually didn't really care how you were. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
So we have some ground to cover. We have the Royal Rumble this coming Sunday taking place from Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. It's kind of weird seeing another wrestling show in a baseball stadium. I think this is the first time since Mania 19 that they've done this.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see the stage setup and all that stuff. But at least they're trying to make it into a big show.
The biggest question that needs to be answered.
I know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
Is the pool going to be open?
It better be. It better be. It's scientific fact has proven that wrestling shows, when they include pools with chlorine in them, are anywhere from 10 to 100 times better. So let's hope.
Like the final episode of WCW.
Well, I think I think Walter had an idea for the show involving the pool, right, Walter?
Did I?
Oh, all right. Walter said there must be a pool spot at the Rumble.
Oh,
or he's going to hold all of us hostage. Anyway.
Absolutely.
Royal Rumble this Sunday, we have 9 matches. It's weird that out of the 9 matches, 7 of them are title matches.
That doesn't surprise me.
It really doesn't at this point.
I don't really like it when the champions just go in a non-title match at a pay-per-view. They did that for like they went 7 years without an Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania because they were always in the ladder matches, Money in the Bank ones.
True. I feel like
never really fan.
I feel like every pay-per-view now is just becoming like a mini Night of Champions because every belt's always on the line.
And that's fine. That's completely fine with me because it makes it feel like a big show. Like, hey, want to see every single title defended? Well, here's the show where it will be.
Well, listen to this.
Oh my God. So we are fresh off of SmackDown, the last SmackDown before the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and
I didn't get a chance to see that. How was the 2 out of 3 falls match?
I'm not telling you how it was. You're gonna have to go to watch SmackDown to find out.
This is a Royal Rumble prediction show only. If you came here looking for SmackDown analysis, get out!
Peyton Peoples has left the call.
It's like an apple and split.
That's not the right fruit.
This is going way all over the place. Anyway, what I was getting to,
3 and get out of here.
What I was getting to was the fact that they have added 2 matches to the pre-show, and one of them involves the United States Championship, where Rusev on Rusev Day will be
all days
will be defending that U.S. Championship against last year's Royal Rumble winner Shinsuke Nakamura. Hard to believe that a year before today, Shinsuke won the Rumble, and a year later, he's on the pre-show to the Royal Rumble.
It's insane.
Hold on. I think everyone makes too big of a deal of the pre-show because, like, the pay-per-view itself is basically free. This is just a way of getting them on the card. So, it happens like when a few people are getting into seats, that's fine, but you're still on the card.
No one remembers the pre-show. No one is talking about the pre-show in 3 or 4 or 5 years. So the pre-show does not matter.
I will argue that there have been good matches on the pre-show. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus the Usos, Money in the Bank 2013. Great match.
I don't even remember that.
Well, go watch it. It's a great match. Usos versus New Day at SummerSlam last year. Not last year, 2017. Another amazing match. Aries and Neville on the pre-show.
It's like I don't know what any of these are.
No, because my brain, that is not needed for storage. It's like that's the pre-show, that's the dark. No, it doesn't matter. Dark matches pretty much don't care about them.
Right. How many matches are you actually memorizing off the WWE? If I told you name like all the matches at Night of Champions 2015, you're going to be able to list like 3 of them.
I couldn't name you more than maybe half a match. I could name you a competitor.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, this guy competed. Anyway, I watched SmackDown. There was no build to this match whatsoever, unless I missed it.
Same with Raw. Like, they didn't build a whole lot for really the Rumble match, honestly.
Which is kind of appropriate that this match is on the pre-show. So I'm going to start with Walter. Walter, what's your prediction for this?
No build.
I'm going to go with Rusev. I don't see them taking it off this early.
I don't think your name's Walter.
Okay.
My bad.
There's no build, basically, to this match. There's no hype for this match. You can't really do a title change, especially this quickly, without build and hype. So you got to go with Rusev.
Yeah, I agree. There is no hype bros in this match.
Can we not talk about that team ever?
Zack Ryder might be reforming a former tag team.
We'll get. I hate you. All right, Alec.
Okay.
Yes.
Your prediction.
That is my name.
Your prediction.
It's really a toss-up. Just, you know what? I'm going to say Nakamura because he kicks Rusev in the nuts. And that's literally the only reason.
All right, Peyton.
I don't see them taking the belts off Rusev this early. I don't really. Like, I think that I like Nakamura being U.S. champion, and then they just didn't go anywhere with it. Like, it seemed like that's what they were going to do. Like, he lost the feud to AJ, but now he's going to be, like, U.S. champion and have a good run with that. And he just kind of faded into the background, unfortunately. But, yeah, I see Rusev winning this one. I think that he's going to retain, hold the belt for a little bit, maybe do a match at Mania.
Okay.
He's really over. I think that could also build to him maybe becoming a Mania or going up in the card. So I'm going to go with Rusev.
Hopefully. Yeah, what's up? Brett.
Yeah, I hope so.
This match does make me sad because I'm going to immediately forget it as soon as it's done. Because, of course, it is on the Royal Rumble kickoff show. So I immediately forget that. But I think actually Nakamura is going to win it, and then maybe Rusev will win it back on Tuesday. I see this as like a Smackdown feud, as they'll kind of carry it, transition it over the pay-per-view, and something will happen there. So I'll say Nakamura wins it.
Whew, I'm the tiebreaker, huh?
Not paying attention to him.
I'll just pick Rusev, and if something happens afterwards, then whatever. The other pre-show match, this one is the one I'm looking forward to a little bit more. Not too much, but a little bit. The 4-way Cruiserweight title match. Buddy Murphy defending against Akira, Tozawa, Hideo, Itami, and Kalisto. I haven't really been paying attention too much to 205 Live, so honestly didn't even know this match was happening until I looked at the card. I don't really have much to say about it. Anyone else have thoughts?
Yeah, I haven't watched too much of 205 Live either. Honestly, I've watched none of it.
205 Live.
No.
Go ahead, Walter.
Lately, 205 Live, like since Triple H has taken over, has been really good. And especially Buddy Murphy. Like, Buddy Murphy's been a shining star of that show.
Of the Caribbean?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
What?
So I take it, Walter, are you predicting that Buddy Murphy retains?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, me too.
Okay.
All right. I'll be different. I'll say it's Hideo Itami's coming out party.
That would be the only other guy that I could see winning.
So that's my 2 cents.
Are you locking it in?
I'm locking it in. Hideo Itami's coming out.
All right.
It's opening.
I'll go. Hold on. So I think that Itami will come close to winning it, and then like Murphy will throw him out or something like that and steal the pinfall or something. I could see Hideo and Buddy Murphy kind of being a feud going forward. So I'm going to go with Murphy, but with a heelish kind of tactics.
Well, it's definitely not going to be Kalisto.
I wish it would be. I love Kalisto.
This is a Kalisto Mark podcast.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? As much as I mark out for Kalisto on a daily basis, I'm just going to pick Buddy Murphy and stick with everyone else.
Oh.
Except Alec.
Well, Alec locked it in, so I mean, that's
I know.
tough.
I'm not changing. Unwavering.
All right. This brings us all to the main show, starting off with the SmackDown Tag Team Title match with the newly formed team of The Miz and, of all people, Shane McMahon.
The best in the world.
Hey. You are legally required to precede that with the best wrestler in the world, Shane McMahon.
I apologize. Let me repeat myself.
Okay.
This is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match with the newly formed tag team of The Miz and the best wrestler in the world.
Hold on.
Shane McMahon taking on the Bar. Happy now? I can make people happy. This is what the Unlimited podcast does.
You can make people happy, can you, Meffy?
Yeah, I can.
Oof. Oh.
Oh.
My God.
Negative Messi does not believe in positivity.
Positive Peyton believes in too much positivity, even though there's normally nothing to be positive about. But
And you know what all
Sorry
that
that I preach
attracts?
the gospel of the New Day.
You know what all that positivity attracts?
what?
Electrons.
Anyways, on to the match. I got Shane and Miz winning.
All right.
Mainly because I want them to win. I'm a sucker for like single stars thrown in a tag team and like odd couple tag pairings, so that's my vote.
All right. Walter.
I don't want this to happen. I would be happy to be wrong. But you don't book this match without having Miz and Shane win.
Alec, do you agree?
I'm just gonna go all hot takes because I feel like I want to. Just cause I'm gonna say the Miz turns on Shane, they lose, and it's a whole setup for a WrestleMania feud between the two because Shane never pushed him off SmackDown.
I can see that too.
I think the Miz's turn is going to come later. I think he's going to turn on Shane, and I think in his mind he wants to take something away from Shane when he turns.
I guess so, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm just going to go with all the most outrageous things that are kind of possible.
Okay.
So you're going with the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I don't want to.
Brett, do you agree or nah?
That was my exact same prediction as Alec. I think that is going to happen at the pay-per-view. Miz is going to turn on Shane because he's weird as a good guy. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit. He's not. He's a jackass in real life. He is a jackass as a wrestler. So, yes, he will turn. The bar will win. And, it'll be – I think this will be a pretty good match if it gets a decent enough time. I mean – I think they could pull a good match, and of course, when you got the best wrestler in the world, I mean,
of course.
I mean, Shane McMahon is the best in the world, so there we go.
And you have A-list talent on the other side.
Yeah.
A-list.
I agree with Miz turning on him at some point. I don't think it's going to be at the Rumble. I think that they're going to try to prolong this a little bit, at least until the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So this way, because like I said prior to the podcast, before we were on air, you know how WWE likes to shove everything to the last second. Well, I can see them doing that too. So I'm going to go with Shane and Miz, even though I really don't care for them winning at all.
See, I want them to win, but I'm just going against everything I feel.
Fair enough. That brings us to probably the most predictable match, or one of the most predictable matches on the show, the Raw Women's title match between Ronda and Sasha.
That match is going to be good. That match is going to be really good.
Dude, it kind of looked like you were like faking that. Like, oh yeah, it's going to be good.
It's gonna be good.
It's so good.
It's gonna be good.
You gotta make Ronda look really, really strong. Anyway.
And on that note, I don't think there's any chance Ronda loses.
Oh my god.
But I think Sasha's gonna give her her closest call.
This match frustrates me because I was watching. All of you watched Raw, I assume.
Yeah,
I did not.
Yeah.
Okay, well, basically, the last Raw, they had Ronda in an interview, basically saying how PO'd she was at Sasha for you know, disrespecting her and whatever. The promos between them are so bad.
They really are.
I heard Sasha's was really good.
For the Ronda's promo, the first half of it started so heelish. It looked like she was being the complaining type of heel that you know, everyone's out to get her and everyone's trying to screw her, and it just didn't work well. She's trying too much to be a fan, and if you want to be a fan, then buy a ticket and go with the fans. That's where you belong.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. After this Monday Night on Raw, I have no interest in this match, no matter who wins. And I'm sorry for the little mini rant, but I just had to.
No, I completely agree.
I'm going to raise you a rant because I think the whole way they've been handling Ronda's character has been absolute nonsense. She's a fighter. She's a badass. She's basically what Becky Lynch is right now, and I don't know how they messed that up. And it's ridiculous to think that anyone is a threat to her outside of maybe Nia Jax. And
coming from the world of the UFC with all this, being an actual fighter, and yet you make her look like that.
Well, and it's ridiculous. They have Brock Lesnar on the same show that they treat like this prize fighter, and then when it comes to Ronda, it's like she's smiling and waving and kissing babies. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's ridiculous.
She should be, and I agree with Alex. She should be what Becky Lynch is.
Yeah. Kick ass.
Yeah, like in that feud with Alexa Bliss, like she was attacking like Kurt Angle and like throwing bodyguards left and right.
Give me that. Give me more of that.
That's what we want to see.
It's like they're booking her like they want. Like they're trying to appeal to like 40-year-old housewives. And it's like, that's not the people that are watching Ronda Rousey. What are you doing?
14-year-old girls.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you insult 40-year-old housewives?
Well, it's like her promos sound like they should be on Ellen, like not Monday Night Raw. Like, man, oh man, I was just trying. I'm just trying. Like, fuck off. Man.
Her character seems like she's an intimidating Bailey. Like, that's how I picture her.
That is a perfect way to put it. Oh my god.
That is. But, shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, no. So like Punk and Austin were like baby faces, but they were also huge pricks. Like they weren't nice to the baby faces. Like they kicked the baby faces that were challenging them in the face. They like stomped on them. They talked a bunch of crap about them. They were smirked. They weren't nice to anyone. And if they did help a babyface, it was like reluctantly or because they were facing a heel or something. So I think that Ronda just needs to like be someone who comes down and kicks ass.
Yeah,
she doesn't need to be a bad guy.
Yeah, like the Natalia friendship is ridiculous. Like I don't care that she's your trainer, workout partner. Okay, sure. I don't care. Yeah. I don't understand why Natalia is always there.
Exactly. Like, unless you're actually gonna like do something with Natalia in the future with Ronda, then don't do it because it doesn't make sense.
So I think they were, but then her dad died. So like, do you really want like the whole arena booing a girl whose dad just died when he was a really like well-known tag legend like Jim Neidhart?
While in the WWE, I mean, remember,
yeah, that has not stopped them in the past at all.
I mean, for the love of God, Eddie Guerrero died, and then a year later they turned Chavo heel.
That was like a year later, though.
And they brought him back from being a white caddy, so.
Yeah, I was going to say better heel Chavo than Kerwin White. Walter, you've been quiet.
No, I agree with what you guys have been saying. Like, I love Ronda, but they need to present her better. They need to present her the way that her... see, the biggest disconnect is when, like, her matches don't match up to the way she cuts her promos. Like, in her matches, she's this unstoppable, unbeatable killing machine. But with her character work, she's trying to be sympathetic. She's trying to, like, that's not someone you gain sympathy for. That's someone that you get people to be behind by having them just be a badass and just being like, oh, you want this title? Well, you're going to have to pry it from my cold, dead hands, and you're not capable of doing that.
Yeah, and I think, Walter, that's why I said she's an intimidating Bailey.
Right.
Like, that's what the promos match up on a Bailey. And then the in-ring stuff, that's Ronda. But the crying, the vulnerability. You're a UFC champion. Carry yourself like it. I want you to be the female Brock Lesnar. Hell, I want you to be Brock Lesnar in general. Go beat up a man backstage. I don't care.
I gotta be honest, because I was talking to my sister about this yesterday, and like for her, who really loves watching Raw every week, like even she agreed with me that like something's off with her, and I was even talking to her, and she said like ever since her loss in the UFC, it's like she has no confidence now, and I can honestly see that on the main roster of WWE. It's like you can blame the WWE for presenting her that way, but it's also maybe she's just not that confident.
Yeah.
And maybe she's just fumbling around because, that's all she can do.
That's a goddamn great point.
And it's a shame because for what she was in the UFC to what she is now, it's kind of like she's blending in with everyone else, and that's not who she should be.
Right.
No.
Yeah. So is it Ronda in a clean sweep, or does anyone have anything different?
Yeah, it's Ronda all the way.
Ronda all the way.
I was gonna say
let me just be different the entire way, or at least here. Let's say Bayley does some heel stuff, and then Sasha and Bayley are officially heels. Let's do it.
So you have Sasha winning.
Like by DQ.
Okay.
But yes. Again, I'm going against everything I expect. I'm just trying to be different here. Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. I'll do it for my country.
I'll do it. Damn it.
Oh, God. Since we're on the subject of women's titles, let's talk about the SmackDown women's title match. Asuka defending against the man, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, it sure is.
I love this match.
Yeah, I do too. This can be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I think this match is going to do wonders for fixing Asuka. Especially if they just go, okay, girls, you have 20 to 25 minutes. Go out there and do your thing.
Yeah. I think I see where this is going because honestly, Becky Lynch has to be a Mania match. Yes. So
yeah,
it's pretty much a fait accompli unless they're going with another multi-woman match at Mania, and I don't think that's going to happen.
The only one I can see is the triple threat that everyone's talking about. Becky, Charlotte, Ronda.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen. So
but is Ronda in the Rumble?
No. And neither is Becky as of now.
But they have done the whole losers in the title match can enter the Rumble.
Which, I mean, it kind of makes me think that if she's not in the Rumble, then she's either going to lose or enter it, or she's going to win.
I think it's going to be a freaking war. It's going to be a battle. And I think by the skin of her teeth, Asuka retains. And then Becky co-wins the Rumble with Charlotte.
Okay, so you say Asuka retains here.
Yes.
All right.
I don't like that. I'm saying Becky all the way. Becky's got to be the main event. She's got to be the person to beat at Mania, and then she wins. Like, I'm sorry that we're sacrificing another Rumble winner, but I think that's what it got to be. Or not even a Rumble winner, because they could pick the Raw Women's Championship. But I think you have to have Becky stand tall. Build her to the moon. You see what she's doing right now. You cannot break her down.
Yeah, I think she's going to win. There's probably a better story to squeeze, like if you didn't and you had her win the Rumble and whatnot, but I think WWE typically tends to pull the trigger a little early, and they'll probably do the same thing here And it might not even be a bad idea, but I think Becky's going to win.
All right, so I got to go with Asuka because I think that Ronda versus Becky is too big of a money match for them not to do. I think that's too big of a match. They've already set the seed. I think that like a year ago, Becky versus Rousey and Charlotte versus Rousey, that's your money match. But now with how over Becky is, in no way they don't do Ronda. And it's rumored that Ronda's only going to be like there for like a year or two. So I think that they pull the trigger. Becky versus Ronda is a money match for Mania. That's my pick to main event, honestly.
So Walter said Asuka, Peyton said Asuka, Alec, you said Becky, and Brett, you said Becky?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm the tiebreaker again. This is terrible.
Stop going last.
Yeah, true. I could see them doing Becky as champion versus Ronda as champion. And just not have a women's title match. Just have them face off in a non-title match.
But then what about the winner of the Women's Rumble?
They face the NXT champion.
Well, it's obvious that the winner of the Women's Rumble will be R-Truth because he's going to enter it thinking it's the Men's Rumble.
I would laugh at that.
Oh, I would laugh really hard at that.
He just burns it.
And then Becky Lynch comes out later, even though she's the champion, and she enters the Men's Rumble. I'm going to say Becky for now. But I might change it as we get closer to the Rumble.
I'd really like to see Becky enter the men's match. A man entering the Men's Rumble. It makes sense.
Alec, I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
Are you prepared to lock in your answer?
Oh, my God.
You know, Brett, I've been thinking about it long. I've been thinking about it hard. I've been thinking about it soft and cold and warm and hot and heavy and everything. And I'm going to say I got to lock it in.
He's locking it in.
He has locked it in, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first on the Unlimited YouTube channel. And if you like what you're seeing, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a like and leave a dislike. Even if you don't like us, I don't care. I encourage all opinions. If you want to get involved, leave a comment. And if you want other people knowing about us, please share us to all your friends, whoever. And rock out your NWO shirt like Walter is.
Send this... Oh, go ahead, Alec.
Sports. Follow Philly Sports Network, one of the biggest growing Philadelphia sports blogs in the area.
I will be posting a link to that in the description box down below after the podcast. So that brings us, since we're currently on the subject of women, we might as well talk about the Women's Rumble match.
Oh, boy. This could go... I've got a hot take as well, but oh my.
23 names have been announced so far, and I see it going one way, but maybe you guys have something different.
Yeah, well, Walter, I was going to say, Walter, you already told us your prediction.
Yeah.
Repeat it.
I think you have Becky and Charlotte as co-winners, and then you build into Becky versus Charlotte versus Ronda for your main event of Mania.
Peyton?
Yeah, I'm going with Becky. Becky, Ronda, that's your main event for Mania.
So you're having Becky win the Rumble?
Absolutely.
All right. Brett?
Oh, this is going to be... I'm going to say Carmella.
Ooh.
What?
I got to go a little bit different. WWE loves to do this with the Rumble. They love to just give us someone we just don't expect. We all think it has to be this person, but they love to throw that surprise, and I think it's going to be Carmella.
Alex got a different surprise answer.
Oh
no.
Is Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler wins, faces Rousey at Mania. So you actually have a legit threat and someone who's going to act like a legit threat, who can call out Rousey about this bullshit.
So does that mean you think she's losing the NXT title at TakeOver?
She can, or she can lose it at TakeOver at Mania, because that's the night before.
Actually, they're doing it that Friday for Mania.
Well, either or, same difference.
But yeah.
So I'll go the more predictable route, and I'll just say Charlotte just to say Charlotte. Because at this point, like, she's already a multi-time champion. You might as well make her a Rumble winner, too. So, Walter, you picked 2 winners. Bonus question. Where do you think each of them will enter?
I think Charlotte will be the Iron Woman, and I think she'll enter somewhere around between 1 and 5.
Okay.
3, just like her dad.
Oh, God.
There you go.
That is
there
a
you go.
That
they
is a
love
WWE
doing that.
thing.
3. She comes in at 3, and Becky comes in at 30.
Becky can't come in at 30.
Oh, then Becky comes in at 29.
All right. So 29 for Becky and 3 for Charlotte.
Since we're predicting where they're going to come in, I guess I'll put 12 for Shayna Baszler. Put it in a weird spot where it's going to be dull, and then just be like, holy shit.
Well, Brett, you can't predict yours because we already know where she's coming out.
That's why she's winning. Mella money. Woo!
Peyton, where are you putting Becky?
Anywhere. I could see her coming in like around 29.
Okay.
I see her coming in later, like Roman did.
For Charlotte, I'm actually gonna go 15 for Charlotte.
Right in the middle?
Right in the middle. You could do something where, like, even if you have Charlotte as the number 1 entrant, you can have her at 1 and then Becky at 15 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. Women's Rumble match. Yay. Any predictions for like a surprise entrant other than Shayna Baszler? We already kind of mentioned her.
Kairi Sane.
I was actually probably going to agree with that.
Kairi Sane or Io Shirai. And I also think Toni Storm too.
Ooh, Toni Storm, yeah.
Yeah.
Go Toni Storm. Peyton, any?
Toni Storm's so good.
Yeah, I could see like Storm and Baszler and maybe doing surprise appearances. Like Andrade was in the Rumble last year, so.
Right.
Any legend?
I think Trish and Lita.
Mickey. Yeah, I think like Trish and Lita. Like they got more meat from the current roster with this year, so I don't think there were like 10 legends in last year's one. I think we're only gonna get, like,
the only legend I want to see is Santina Marella, but I mean, we'll see.
Fuck.
Can Santina be like number 2?
Just immediately eliminated by number 1.
The only surprise entrant I can think of is probably in like a Legends capacity, probably Trish. I can see her being in it.
I could see them pulling out like a random name they haven't shelled out yet for the women, like maybe a Victoria.
But that I don't know how much of a reaction that will get, honestly.
I would pop. I like Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria's great.
Is it too early to have Renee Young leave the deck and get into the Rumble?
It is absolutely too early for that. She is not Michael Cole.
I was gonna say, like, can we not have the commentators enter the Rumble ever again?
That was the worst.
I'm fine with that.
That was the absolute worst.
Like, honestly, if you're gonna have the commentators enter, just do a Rumble match with all of them.
Every commentator ever,
except Corey Graves kind of can't do it
because concussions.
So
like, there's a way to do it where it's not worrisome.
So you have Michael Cole, Renee Young, Byron, and Tom Phillips.
Are we counting at NXT?
JR,
Mauro Ranallo.
Nigel
Run and
McGuinness.
Ronaldo and, like, he'll
Can we
win.
bring back Tony Schiavone?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, and the winner gets to admit, like,
As wins it.
Let's also include ring announcers. Tony Chimmel, damn it.
the
The
winner
rated
gets to
R.
announce the main. Alright, I'll put up when y'all are done.
I swear, like, Tony Chimmel's just going to come out. He's just going to say, the rated R superstar. And then he's just going to run to the ring.
Okay, spoiler alert for SmackDown.
Uh-oh.
Tony Chimmel was on SmackDown.
Yes, I even said that in the chat. I was like, Tony Chimmel, why are you on SmackDown?
No, it was fun. It was great.
I thought it was hilarious, but it was also like, why? I mean, he's employed for this long. You might as well use him.
He's been employed for like as long as Howard Finkel.
I was going to say, he's been employed since like the late 80s.
What?
Maybe
No,
Yeah,
he's been employed since like the 70s.
What?
I didn't think it was that long.
Let me look. Just
All right, Walter's going to get on the old Google, and that's going to bring us to our next match. The Universal title match. Brock versus
All right.
Finn.
You know what? I'm going with Finn, and I'll explain a little bit more why with the Rumble. But I'm going with Finn.
I'm also going with Finn.
83.
So what Walter's saying is Finn Balor's going to have an 83-year Universal title reign.
Yeah.
Fine with that. He's 37 now.
1983, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. Good job, Tony Joe. Actually met his. Well, I think Alec, didn't we like meet his? Not meet, but weren't his parents at the box office when we went to Raw?
Wait, what?
How the hell would you even know that they were his parents?
So we were seat fillers for Raw, or it might have been SmackDown, and then
SmackDown.
Two people came to the window and just said, we have tickets under Tony Chimmel, and they kind of looked like him. So I'm like, all right, maybe that's his parents or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
But anyway, so who said Finn?
I think it was
Dylan,
Peyton Brett.
not Dylan, Brett.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to go really out here.
Oh, God, here we go.
I'm going to go really out here. Finn is going to win. But it's going to be because The Undertaker attacks him, causing a DQ.
God.
No, thank you.
No.
No, thank you.
I said I'm going out here with everything.
So you're going to go with Brock.
Huh?
Or you said Finn?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it would be Undertaker attacking Finn, Brock's DQ.
God, that sounds awful.
Oh, God, no.
Peyton, can you lock that in real quickly so that we get that all secure and firm in there?
Hold on, what did you say?
Peyton, you're gonna get kicked out of this podcast. He said, Peyton, can you lock that answer in?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I want Alec to also lock his in.
He looks like he's ready.
You know, going against every instinct here. But I got to tell you, I'm going to lock it in.
Oh, he locked it in.
It's locked in. The Undertaker's coming back this Sunday. I'm so excited.
That sounds awful.
I'm going to go the more predictable route again and say Brock. Who he faces at Mania, and we'll get to that at the Rumble match. But, yeah, Brock.
I'm ready to have all my weird predictions come true.
See, I think the result of this is simply down to match placement. If this match main events, like if it goes on after the Rumble, Finn is winning. If it goes on before the Rumble, Brock is winning.
Which I would imagine it's going behind one of them. Because I think one of them's going to mid-card and then one of them's going to main event.
I'm going to go with Brock, but I think Finn gives him an even tougher test than Bryan did. Like, I think I'm going to say Finn comes like a hair away from beating Brock for the Universal title.
Oh,
I mean,
my.
This is the biggest match of his career. I don't care what match he had in the Indies. I don't care if facing Raw. Fighting the former UFC heavyweight champion. Let's see, 6-time world champion, I believe. Yeah, 6, 7 if you count the IWGP title at one of the 4 big shows in a singles match. Biggest match of his career. No question.
Oh, yeah.
It's the biggest match of his career, and he's going to job out. Anyway, a WWE title match.
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan defending his championship against AJ Styles. I don't know what to think of the new like ultra green party Daniel Bryan heel.
Love it.
I love it.
I absolutely love it.
I think it's weird.
I think it's great. It fits him so well.
I was gonna say like I think it's weird, but I think it's him, so it kind of works.
Oh no, that's just his personality.
I don't think they're taking it far enough. I think Daniel Bryan needs to deny carrying a leather belt.
I gotta be honest, when I was listening to Bryan's promo on SmackDown, I was like, I literally said to my sister, like, is this a political campaign or is this a wrestling show? Because he literally sounded like he was running for office. What is going on right now? So, Peyton, you said Bryan?
Yes, and hold on. Yeah,
okay.
Hold on. So, all right, so what I think is going to happen is Nick Styles is going to lose. And I think that he's going to feud with Orton leading into Mania. So I feel like they haven't really done that feud, and that's like the biggest feud on SmackDown they could do with Styles at this point because he's faced everyone else. And I could see maybe like an underdog, a plucky underdog facing Bryan at Mania. I think that like Bryan and maybe someone like, hell, even Mustafa Ali or Ray or someone like Jeff Hardy will probably end up going at Mania. If Bryan was a babyface, I'd say Joe versus Bryan at Mania. But yeah, so I'm going to go with Bryan retaining and then leading into WrestleMania as champ.
All right. I could also see Styles. I could see Styles losing this match, and then if Rollins loses the Rumble, have like an interpromotional match like AJ versus Rollins.
That'd be great.
It goes against my plan, but with Styles, I feel like he's been WWE champion. Like he's held it for 371 days, top 10 longest reign ever, tied with Macho Man. In terms of overall reign, he's in 12 with only 2 reigns. So I mean, he cemented his legacy with that belt, in my opinion. So I don't think that he really needs to be in that title picture for a while.
Fair enough. I kind of agree with that. Walter.
I am as well going with he is not the new Daniel Bryan to me. This is the nickname they should have given him. The organic Daniel Bryan.
Good God Almighty.
That makes me angry, and I love it.
You killed Alec with that nickname.
But yeah, I think Bryan wins. I think Bryan goes on. I don't even know what you do with Bryan at Mania, but I think AJ. They just took it off of him, so I don't see the point in 2 pay-per-views later putting it back on him.
I have an idea.
Oh, no.
And I'll save it for my Rumble prediction. But long story short, Styles wins, but he's a transitional champion now.
Oh my!
He's a transitional champion.
Yes,
he's a transitional trampoline.
Doing gender diversity.
Of course, the lady and the champion, the classic childhood stories we were all told as a kid.
Good God.
Lynch is a man. Why can't AJ Styles be the woman?
I mean, he already has Hillary Clinton hair, so.
He already has soccer mom haircut.
Yeah, he really does.
We all know James Ellsworth is the woman.
Oh man.
Ugh.
He did win the
he's
first. And I'm not talking about that.
He's a man that sends news to girls who are not yet women.
Good God Almighty!
Ugh.
Oh,
Hmm.
Jesus, we went a place I wasn't
What did I say
expecting.
that was?
Wow, this just went way out to left field.
Ugh.
Fair. Hold on.
Yeah,
That's the first proof thing.
I
Ugh.
think we all have to leave now.
Yeah.
Peyton,
You know what?
Peyton, you've sullied the dignity of this podcast
We
for the
didn't even-
last
we didn't even
time.
get to the Rumble match, and I already want to end this.
Okay, bye.
I predict that Daniel Bryan will retain his championship, and it will be a very dandy match.
Yes.
I like that description.
I too will go with Mr. Green Party himself, Daniel Bryan.
Mr. Greenpeace.
And Alec, you also said Bryan. I'm sorry.
No. I said Styles, and he's
All right.
transitional, and you'll see why.
I think I know where you're going with this, but I don't know. Which brings us to probably what's going to mid-card if they decide to main event with the women's Rumble match again. The men's Rumble match, which to me is a little bit more unpredictable.
Okay, so
Wait.
I got a good one.
Go ahead.
All right. So, like I said, I want Balor to win the Rumble. Here's what I do. I have Rollins. I have McIntyre win the Rumble. But then, at Elimination Chamber, Finn loses it to Rollins. Triple threat because they've had all three kind of like McIntyre's been feuding with Balor and Rollins lately. And then you have Balor in his then you have McIntyre get his crowning moment at Mania being Rollins and Balor. But you also have a rematch between the first Universal title match ever, Rollins and Balor, and then you have McIntyre thrown in the mix. History between all three men.
So that just went way all over the place.
I'll scream at someone if that actually happens, but okay.
I'm going to say
If you hate
why
Seth
it doesn't
Rollins.
happen. Because the McMahons have been very vehemently against the rematch clause since they took power, even though they've always had the power. But anyway, that's not the point. So let me go into my prediction because I feel like I like it a lot. So I said Styles wins the championship, but it's to hold it for the winner of the Rumble, Samoa Joe. Because Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles was one of the best feuds of the year. And if you think that it's done after how it ended, no. Have Samoa Joe win at Mania. And then you can also have Daniel Bryan in the mix, just being really pissed off at Samoa Joe. And you have Bryan versus Joe.
I'm actually, you know what? Screw my idea. I'm going with that. That's awesome.
Wow.
But hold on. Here's the thing, though. At the SmackDown I went to, where it was the one where Styles retained over Bryan. At the end, Joe came in and attacked both of them, and they never really went anywhere with that. But you can, but Joe feuded with Styles, and they kind of, left things on a continuation note. So I think that, yeah, that's fine. I'm completely fine with that.
Brad?
I do think that there was another reason as to why Braun Strowman was pulled out of that title match, because I think he will be winning the Men's Royal Rumble match and will go on to fight. Here's what I think. Finn Balor will win the title off of Lesnar. That title will be back on Lesnar the next night. And then yeah, that's how it's going to go. You'll have Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman at Mania. I really think that's going to happen. So Braun Strowman is my prediction.
Walter?
I think, to me, there are two possible winners and one outside chance, and they're all from Raw.
All right, so my headphones died, so I'm out of here. Since we did all the match, I'll catch y'all later.
Okay.
And
So if they're going to go with the outside shot, and this is a way outside shot.
Dolph
Dean
Ziggler.
Ambrose.
You said Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the two that are most likely to win it are McIntyre and Rollins.
Yeah, I
And
feel like
if I-
Rollins has been the odds-on favorite, but I just don't see it.
I'm going with Seth. He's been on fire the last year. He had that segment with Brock. He had that segment with Triple H. I think that at WrestleMania, the Beast gets curb stomped, and Rollins runs with the Universal title for 5, 6, 7, however many months.
So your prediction is Ambrose, but you said you want Rollins.
No. No, I said Ambrose was an outside shot.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But my official prediction is Seth.
See, a lot of people are saying Drew McIntyre. I really just don't see it.
Especially,
Not right now.
No, not right now.
If it's likely to have Brock keeping the title.
Yeah, you don't want to do Brock versus Drew because
Not yet. I think eventually you can. I think that's after you turn Drew babyface.
I was literally just going to say that. Like, you'd have to turn Drew face because it just wouldn't work.
And Drew works as a babyface.
Yeah, he does. He got some pretty big pops in NXT.
Weirdly, if you've ever watched WCPW, when it was at what is it? It's Alliance Wrestling now or something?
Defiant.
I forget. Defiant Wrestling. Anyway, when he was with that company and he was the champion, he was fantastic. There was a whole injury angle with what's his face? He was in the original tournament, UK tournament for WWE. I can't remember, but he has like half an ear. Anyway, he was
Joseph
amazing.
Connors.
Yeah, Joseph Connors. His feud with Joseph Connors was amazing. Connors put him out of action for like the first time in his entire career. Yeah, and he went to a place that it was pure. It was unadulterated, just passion, and it was amazing. And he can do that again.
His return promo for WCPW might be one of the top 2 or 3 promos I've ever seen.
Oh, he mentions that his mom have to like help him in the shower, and I was just like, Jesus, like it was so
like
raw.
You could actually like feel for that.
Yeah.
So I don't see anybody on SmackDown winning.
No.
Wow. Thanks.
I'm going to go with Rollins. And it's based on the promo that I saw on Raw, which was kind of like Drew's WCPW promo, definitely to a much lesser extent.
Yeah, he had a couple of good moments in it.
Like you can see like how people should be getting behind Seth Rollins because he puts the passion into his promos. I could see that. And the promo he cut Monday night pretty much sold me, and I'm going to go with Rollins. And I think that Rollins versus Brock, when they did it back in 2015, it was doomed to fail from the start because Rollins was the cowardly heel. So you knew Brock was just going to squash him. But now the dynamics work better because Rollins is probably the top babyface on Raw.
You know what?
And Brock is Brock, so it's probably going to work.
You know what I would love to see as the finish to that match? Say Brock has him up for an F5, and he spins him out for it. Last second, Rollins spins out, lands on his feet, and in one fluid motion, curb stomp, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's an idea.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
So, if Rollins wins the Rumble, and it is Brock and Rollins, right as Brock seems to have Rollins done for, up in an F5, play Roman Reigns music.
No.
It distracts him for a split second.
I knew you were gonna say that.
But if Rollins wins at Mania, Roman has to come out and hug him.
If he's there, if he's even there.
Yeah, but think about it. That gives Rollins legitimate beef with him, being like, I wanted to win that on my own. Like, I didn't need your help. And it's still babyface, because that's a legitimate grief.
I don't know if it'd be babyface then. I don't know. Also, some people are saying Roman might come back at the Rumble, which I don't see.
No, that
seems a bit early.
I don't know where he is in his recovery.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Plus, if you did that, you would have to do it at 30, and you obviously can't because you have someone there.
Well, unless that's a swerve, like they've done that before.
Yeah, this is true. I honestly wonder when he comes back how they react.
Oh, I think it's going to be an outstanding reaction.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is the best thing that could have happened to his career. I hate to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, as bad as that sounds. No, I agree though.
You can't boo a cancer patient.
No, you just can't.
Yeah, no.
Walter, where do you think Rollins will enter?
Number 1.
I'm gonna go with number 2. Brett, where do you think Braun will enter?
21.
I was gonna say, a guy like Braun winning, that's a late game entry.
Yeah, he comes in late, eliminates a few guys, and I don't know. I could see it happen.
I don't see it happening because I think it's ridiculous that if you're gonna do that, then he should have just been in the title match. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I think that, but then I just think that maybe that's why they were like, you know what, we don't want him to lose because there's probably a money match. Like, Vince likes his big guys, man. Like, that's all I can say. So it wouldn't be if I was creative, I wouldn't do it, but I do think that is what they might be thinking.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're finding a way to get Braun against Brock without the Rumble, because I just feel like that's going to happen. But anyway, for my pick, Samoa Joe's entry, I'm going to say number 7. I think he's one of your endurance type guys.
I was gonna say he strikes me as that type of guy.
Yeah.
So even if he doesn't win, obviously you probably have to throw Mustafa Ali out there right after him or right before him.
Yeah. To
kind of continue that feud, and after seeing what happened on SmackDown, you kind of have to throw in a few other people, but I won't spoil it for anyone.
Yeah, Letke.
But yeah, Peyton for whatever reason left. So I can't give you his choice, but yeah, I think he was having some technical problems. But Peyton, if you're going back to watch this, thanks for being on. So that's the Rumble. The road to WrestleMania is underway, baby.
Do we want to do NXT now?
No, I'm tired.
I have to leave.
And I don't know the card, so no.
Well, fine.
All right. Thank you, Alec. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Walter. Thank you for Tyler and Shady for no showing. I will get back to you one day, or back at you one day.
Wow.
I'm Matt from Unlimited. You have watched the Unlimited podcast.
What if